What is an invalid syntax error in Python? Syntax error in Python means that there is a problem with the structure of our code, such as a spelling mistake or a missing punctuation mark. This type of error prevents our program from executing correctly and is one of the most common errors in Python programming. Once this is defined, let's get started. In this video we are going to dive into the syntax of Python, one of the most popular and versatile programming languages out there. Syntax refers to the rules that govern how we should write code so that the computer can understand it correctly. Although Python shares some conventions with other programming languages, such as the use of the equals sign to assign a value to a variable, or the colon to define code blocks, it also has its own particularities. Just as in a language, if we do not follow the grammatical rules, our communication will not be effective. The same is true for programming. If we do not respect the syntactic rules, our code will not work. For example, the following Python code is not correct because it does not respect the syntactic rules of the language. This code has several syntax errors, such as misspelling true and print, and not ending the loop with a colon. Running this code would result in a syntax error message. This highlights the importance of proper syntax in writing functional code in Python or any programming language. So, pay close attention to the syntax rules of Python so you can program effectively. In this video, we will see how to create our first variables and control structures in Python, but first, let's dive into the world of Python syntax and see how we can start using it. In the same way that a language is not spoken simply by knowing all its words, in programming it is not enough to know the syntax of a language to program correctly in it. It is true that knowing the syntax we can start programming and do whatever we want, but the use of a programming language goes far beyond the syntax. To help you overcome any fears you may have of Python syntax, let's look at an example that uses strings, arithmetic operators, and the conditional if. The following code simply defines three values A, B, and C, performs some operations on them, and displays the result on the screen. As you can see, Python syntax is very similar to natural language or pseudocode, which makes it relatively easy to read. Another advantage is that we don't need anything else. The code above can be executed as is. If you are familiar with other languages like C or Java, this will be comfortable for you since there is no need to create a typical main function. Comments in Python. Comments are blocks of text that are used to document code and provide relevant information about how it works. In Python, comments begin with the hashtag symbol and everything that comes after it on the same line is considered a comment. We can use comments to explain the purpose of a code section or to provide information about its author, date of creation, etc. It is also possible to create multi-line comments in Python. To do this, triple quotes, single or double, are used to enclose the comment. For example, it is important to note that comments are not considered code, and are therefore ignored by the Python interpreter. Their function is purely informational and to help other programmers or yourself to work with the code in the future. Indentation and code blocks. In Python, blocks of code are delimited by indentation, which is the amount of white space at the beginning of a line of code. The standard in Python is to use four spaces instead of tabs for indentation. A common example of code blocks are if conditionals. In the following code, the line following the if conditional is indented with 4 spaces, indicating that that line is part of the conditional's code block. It is important to note that indentation is not just a style convention in Python, but is mandatory for the correct functioning of the code. If proper indentation is not used, the Python interpreter will give a syntax error. For example, the following code will produce a syntax error because the line following the if conditional is not indented. Finally, it is worth mentioning that in Python it is not necessary to use the character to separate multiple lines of code on the same line, as is the case in other programming languages. However, its use is allowed for those who prefer it. For example, the following 2 code fragments are equivalent. Multiple lines. In Python it is possible to split a single line of code into several lines to make it more readable. One of the main reasons for doing this is if the line is too long, which goes against the recommendations of the PEP8 specification, which suggests that lines should not exceed 79 characters. To split a line into several lines, we can make use of the character \. For example, if we want to add several long numbers on a single line, we could write it like this. Another way to split a line is when we are inside a block surrounded by parentheses. In this case, we can simply jump to the next line after the opening parenthesis. For example, we can also use this technique to split function calls over several lines, which makes the code more readable. For example, line splitting in Python is a useful technique that helps make the code more readable and easier to understand. Creating variables in Python. In Python, a variable is a reference to an object in memory. To create a variable, you use the assignment operator equals followed by the value you want to store. For example, it is also possible to assign the same value to several variables in a single line, or assign several values to several variables by separating them by commas. Naming variables in Python. In Python, variable names are case-sensitive. In other words, lowercase x and uppercase X variables are different. In addition, there are certain rules when naming variables. The name cannot begin with a number. Hyphens are not allowed. Spaces are also not allowed. Here are some examples of valid and invalid variable names. It is important to note that you cannot use Python reserved words as variable names. To see the complete list of reserved words, you can use the following code. Use of parentheses. Python supports a variety of common mathematical operators, known as arithmetic operators. These allow us to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponents, using, and more. For example. However, the use of parentheses can be very useful to establish the order of operations, giving priority to some over others. For example, we can also apply parentheses to other operators such as relational or membership operators that we see in the following videos. It is important to note that the use of parentheses not only applies to mathematical operators, but they can also be used to group arguments of a function or to establish the order of execution in more complex expressions. Variables and scope. A very important concept in defining a variable is to know its scope, which refers to the scope in which the variable is visible and accessible. In Python, a variable can have a global scope, meaning that it can be seen and used throughout the program, or a local scope, meaning that it can only be seen and used within a specific function or block of code. An example to illustrate this concept is the following. In this example, the calculate_area function takes two parameters, base and height. Within the function, the area of a rectangle is calculated by multiplying the base by the height and stored in a variable called area. This variable has a local scope, meaning it is only visible and accessible within the function. Next, two global variables named base and height are defined and assigned values. These variables have a global scope, meaning they are visible and accessible throughout the program. Finally, the calculate_area function is called with the base and height parameters, which will calculate and display the area of the rectangle. Afterwards, the base and height variables are printed using the print function, which will show their values. However, if we try to print the area variable outside the function, an error will occur because this variable only has a local scope within the calculate_area function. At first this is a bit of a tricky concept to grasp, but don't worry if you haven't understood it, we'll get to it later. That's all for today. I hope you found the concepts presented in this video useful. We have learned a lot about Python syntax. Remember to put what you have learned into practice and see you in the next Python tutorial. See you later.